What is up, everyone? Jose here from Rivian Tracker. You join me in my 2022 Rivian R1T today, where we're going to be doing a range test, 100% down to zero, to test and see what is the actual mileage that we can get out of our truck. Now, my Rivian R1T is loaded with 20-inch all-terrain tires, so they're the most inefficient of the bunch. On top of that, I did replace my tires with different tires, the Nito Ridge Grappler tires, which I reviewed earlier, and I'll link the video on top here so you can check out that review. And so that means they're going to be just a little bit even less efficient than the normal Rivian wheels that come with the truck. That being said, I still want to take you through this range test to see what the actual real life world range looks like on the Rivian. So join me as we get started here, and let's go ahead. I'll flip the camera over. I'll walk you through a couple of things in the truck before we get going, and then we'll be on our way. All right, flip the camera over here. As you can see, we're at 99% state of charge. It's actually 100, but for some reason in recent updates, the truck just doesn't want to mark 100%, but I promise you it's 100. 313 miles on the range. We're set to conserve mode, and I do have the auto level ride height set to auto, which is usually not something I ride with. I usually just set it to standard. Not a huge fan of the auto level because it does wear your tires a little bit more. But for this test, I want to use the truck in the most efficient possible manner so that you can get the max range. So we're going to set it to conserve. We have it set to auto level. I have the AC set to 70. We'll keep it there. And we have it set to 2 for the fan speed. We'll keep it there. And that way, everything is, straight across, the same. We're not making any changes or anything like that. It's currently 90 degrees outside. It'll probably get a little warmer. We're going to take a trip over to Buc-ee's, which is about an hour and a half away from our house here, one way, and then another hour and a half back. But the goal here is to see how, what the range is when we get down to zero. And then we'll stop over at a DC fast charger where we'll plug in as when we get to zero and see what the speeds look like, how fast the truck will charge, with everything allowed, the heat, the battery, the preconditioning, etc., etc. So stay tuned, keep watching, and let's see how this trip goes. Hey everybody, all right, here's our 90% range check-in. We're at 288 miles on the range meter. Per the efficiency chart here, we're averaging 2.40 miles per kilowatt average. Let's take a peek over here at the screen. So here on our tripometer, we've done 28.9 miles, averaging 59 miles per hour. So far, about a 29-minute drive. Our efficiency there is 2.28 miles per kilowatt, and we've used 12.7 kilowatt hours of battery thus far. Just a couple of additional things I forgot to mention earlier. We're going to be following the speed limit +5. So whatever the speed limit is, we'll do +5. You're seeing here, obviously, 76 currently on the speedometer, and that's because the truck actually this is actually 75 per GPS. So it's just off by a mile, which is pretty normal on most of these trucks. So that's, just want to give you that update there and let you know. Again, there's where we are thus far. We've now hit the 30-minute mark. So we'll do another check-in here at the 80% mark. And yeah, enjoying the beautiful day here. No traffic in beautiful Central Florida. Hey everyone, Jose here. So while we're cruising here, I wanted to take a minute to talk about Driver Plus, which is Rivian's automated self-driving kind of tool. I don't even want to use the term self-driving, more assisted driving tools. So, before I had the Rivian, I had a Tesla Model Y, and one of my favorite things about the Tesla Model Y was the Autopilot feature, where pretty much you could drive on any road, unmapped or mapped, doesn't really matter. And it was pretty much like an advanced adaptive cruise control, but kept you, pretty much you could go hands off for a brief period of time, you know, a couple of seconds here and there. And one thing that really bugs me about Rivian, and hopefully it'll be adjusted someday in the future, is that you really can't use anything beyond just adaptive cruise control, which still requires, you know, to keep your hand on the wheel and kind of keep yourself centered, unless it's a mapped road. And one of the issues, at least here in Central Florida, is there's a constant level of construction going on, which means roads are getting, you know, expanded, they're getting rerouted, all that kind of stuff. And so what happens is, as soon as there's construction on a road, that maybe that road that was previously mapped is no longer mapped. You know, the car will require you to take control because it no longer knows how to handle that. And so instead of just using the LiDAR sensors and the cameras that the truck comes with, it just pretty much throws an error and says, hey, you know, you're sorry, you know, take control, and you can no longer use Driver Plus functionality, which is kind of, you know, a little annoying. And so that's definitely been one of my gripes with Driver Plus, is I want the ability to use it any road, right? Any road, just like Tesla Autopilot. I don't need full self-driving. You know, I don't need the car driving for me. I enjoy driving, but it is really nice to have the option of being able to, you know, let the car, you know, do lane centering for you automatically. You know, other brands do this. Hyundai, Kia, they have this already included in their vehicles at no additional cost, right? It's included with their safety features. So Rivian, you know, if you're watching this and listening, you know, I know you hear this from a lot of owners and drivers, but please, you know, unlock Driver Plus so that we can use it on unmapped roads. You know, I want to be able to use it on local roads. I want to be able to use it on highways that maybe aren't mapped yet, because there's a bunch of those. So, you know, that was just kind of my 2 cents and you know, thoughts on that, because I know many people ask for it. You know, I often ask people over on social media, you know, what are some of the things that they really want to see come to Rivian, and that's a big one. And if you look over at our software wish list on Rivian.software, the website, you'll see that that's a big request, is people want to be able to have Autopilot Experience with Rivian. And that means let us drive on unmapped roads, let us drive on local roads. There's no reason we can't do that. There's plenty of cameras and technology in this truck to allow that to happen. So, you know, that's just what my thoughts are. So anyways, back to your regularly scheduled driving. All right, we've reached our 80% mark here. 257 miles of range left. We're averaging 2.26 miles per kilowatt average in the last 15 minutes there. Looking over here at the trip, 57.6 miles, average speed 59, almost at an hour. Our efficiency is 2.19 miles per kilowatt hour, not too bad. And we've utilized 26.4 kilowatt hours of battery. So we're doing pretty well. 93 degrees outside. Again, AC running at 70. Enjoying I-4, if anybody's familiar with Central Florida. This is the good part of I-4, where we're far away from the theme park area, so it's not too bad. So we'll check back in here at 70% mark and see how we're doing. We are here at a very busy Buc-ee's, but hey, look, I found some superchargers. I look forward to the day that we can charge our Rivian in one of these superchargers with the NACS port. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in and grab some food. Hey, it's Bucky. You find me here in Daytona Beach, Florida, at a Buc-ee's. We came all the way over here to grab some food and snacks as we continue our 100% to 0 range tests. When we parked here, we were about 71%. So right after this, you'll see a 70% update on range. And then we have, we'll continue our journey. But man, oh man, this place is busy for a Saturday afternoon. Not surprised by that. Also, there's a bunch of Tesla superchargers that I'll show you here as well. No CCS chargers to be found, just superchargers. So and lots of gas pumps. Anyways, let's go ahead and go inside Buc-ee's. Say hi, Buc-ee. All right, everybody, we've hit the 70% mark on our range, 225 miles. Our efficiency chart here on the left-hand side is a little down because we did stop to grab some lunch at Buc-ee's, as you saw previously. Looking over here, 84.8 miles so far, with an hour and 49 minutes. Efficiency, 2.17 miles per kilowatt hour. And we've used almost 40 kilowatt hours of energy. So we're gonna continue our adventures. Where we'll end up, nobody knows. Well, I guess I know, but you'll find out soon. I'm here to provide you with our 60% update. 193 miles left on the Ranger meter there. 1.98 miles per kilowatt hour average on the efficiency chart there. Let's take a peek over here at our trip. We've done 110.8 miles, 2 hours, 10 minutes. Our efficiency is 2.13 miles per kilowatt hour, and we've used a total of 52.2 kilowatt hours of battery. We're gonna keep on driving here. Again, the goal of this video is to get down to 0 and then charge up and see how fast we can get, what the ramp, the charging curve looks like on the Rivian R1T, and share that information with you and see what real life range we get. Okay, time to provide you with the 50% update. We have 161 miles of range left at 50% battery. We have done 135 miles already, which has been about 2 hours and 30 minutes. Our efficiency is currently at 2.11 miles per kilowatt hour, and we've used about 64% kilowatt hours of our battery. So we're doing pretty good, I think. Efficiency is kind of up and down, just depending on traffic and all that. The good thing about Florida is that it's pretty flat here, so you know, we don't have hills or mountains to climb. So this test should be pretty accurate. So anyways, we're gonna make a pit stop here somewhere, as you'll see in the next clip, and then we'll continue our range test. Vehicle assembly building here at Kennedy Space Center, Cape Canaveral. Pulled over to the side of the road here. We're out here in Merritt Island. Hey, there's the vehicle assembly building. Zooming in on it a little bit. Here's the Rivian R1T. Gorgeous day here in Florida. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm gonna jump back in the truck and we'll continue our range test. All right, we're leaving the Kennedy Space Center area on our way back to Orlando area, where we are gonna stop at an EVgo charger, or at least that's the address I put in there. As you can see right now, it's estimating that we'll arrive with 42 miles on the odometer, or the Ranger meter. So we'll drive around a bit to get that to 0, and then we'll check in at that EVgo charger. Here's the map. As you can see, we're all the way on the East Coast over here, so we're gonna head up to this area right here. There's a couple of other chargers I just picked. I checked PlugShare, and that one was rated 10 out of 10. It looks like it's a brand new one, so I'll also give a rate your charge review on it and post that on social media. But as you can see, the battery is already preconditioning for the charge, so it is warming up, even though it's 97 degrees over there out here today. So it is hot, but not as hot as it's been. We've seen triple digits, so it's still warm, but it's bearable. We'll see how it feels as we get closer inland, because it usually gets warmer. Anyways, 44% on there. We'll check back in here in a couple of minutes, or for you, it'll be instantaneous when we get to 40%. So I'll see you soon. You're seeing there's the future line tracks for the Bright Line. Yep, the Bright Line, which is a new train, high-speed rail that's coming here to Florida. It's going to take you from Miami all the way to Orlando, and then a future expansion all the way to Tampa, which will be really cool. It's going to cut back on traffic. It will, you know, it's going to be awesome to have that type of transportation here. Anyways, we've reached our 40% battery range. We have 128 miles left. Looking over here, we've done 165 miles so far. 3 hours, 11-minute duration. Our efficiency is 2.15 miles per kilowatt hour. Again, not terrible. And we've used 77.1 kilowatt hours of battery usage. If I switch back to our navigation, as you can see, like I mentioned earlier, the battery is preconditioning, getting warmed up for fast charging. It's currently saying we'll arrive there with 53 miles. Again, we're going to run the battery down to 0, so we will get to the charger with 0. We'll keep doing some loops on the highway and all that so that we can get there. So yeah, we should be there according to this in about an hour or so. And I'll keep bringing you updates on our little 100% to 0 Rivian R1T efficiency test. What is up, everyone? We are back here. 30% battery with 96 miles left. We've been doing really well due to some lower speeds, so 2.41 on the last 15 minutes. Over here, we've done 193 miles, 2.17 miles per kilowatt hour is what we're averaging, so pretty good there. And we've used 89 kilowatt hours of battery so far. So we're going to continue. Like I mentioned earlier, we're heading to the EVgo charger. The battery is obviously still preconditioning. It's estimating we'll get there with 59 miles. We're going to continue to run the range down to 0 so we can get to the charger with 0. And yeah, so here's where we are. Weather's starting to get a little cloudy, so we may get some rain later, who knows. But I'll see you guys at the 20% mark. Hey everyone, you joined me here in my Rivian R1T, where we've hit the 20% mark. 64 miles left on the range. We are driving to this EVgo charger. Again, we're getting pretty close. 6 miles with arrival at 52 miles left. So we're gonna keep on staying in the highway, and then we'll make a U-turn and turn around and just keep on doing this until we get close enough down to 1 or 2%, and then we'll jump off and get on the local road to the charger. Let's take a look at our trip B here. So as you can see, we've done 217 miles so far on this trip, 2.17 miles per kilowatt hour, and we've used 100.4 kilowatt hours of our battery. So far so good. So we'll keep on this track. We'll bring you back another update when we reach 10%, and then we'll start keeping closer look at the battery as we do that. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, you join me here. 10%. We have 32 miles left on the range meter. Been doing pretty well so far. We're gonna arrive at the charger with 16 miles, so we'll keep on driving just the local roads there to see what till we get to 0, right? And actually, do you mind hitting the little gear icon there, and then hit about, and then just tap the trip B. Beautiful. So we've done 241 miles, averaging an efficiency of 2.15 miles per kilowatt. And then we've used 112.3 kilowatt hours of the battery so far. So we'll see what that looks like when we arrive at our destination. Like I said, we have 31 miles, 10%. So we'll keep on running some loops until we get to 0. We're now just looping around some of the roads here. We're at 5% with 17 miles left. 251 miles so far, 2.15 miles per kilowatt, and we've used 117 kilowatt hours of battery. So we'll when we get to 0, I'll pull the camera out, and then we'll hopefully be at the charger. Down to 3% battery with 9 miles to go. Little turtle has been activated. As you can see over there, performance is extremely limited. If I floor it, that's as fast as it goes. Not fast at all. It's 50 miles per hour is what I get. We're just looping a little bit. Still got 3 miles on arrival to the charger, so I'm just looping this road here, and we'll be at the charger hopefully in a short period of time. All right, guys, we made it to the EVgo charger. 0 miles, 0%, 260.5 miles, a little under the 313 that was promised. 2.14 miles per kilowatt hour, which is about what it is expected. You know, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. 121.8 kilowatt hours used. Remember that the Rivian has a 135 kilowatt hour battery, so there's going to be some reserve there. I'm not going to push it too hard on that, but there is going to be some reserve. So even when you hit 0 miles, you've got some additional charge still left in you that you can use. We're here at this 350 kilowatt EVgo charger. There's currently a BMW i7 charging next to us, so once that car is out of the way, I'll go ahead and plug in so we can see what amazing speeds we get here, as we should be getting pretty great speeds at the, you know, at the bottom of the empty battery here. So stay tuned for the next video here. What's up, everybody? Jose here. We just finished our 100% to 0 range test, and we're charging here at this EVgo station, sharing power right now with a BMW i7. So we're only pulling about 75 kilowatts right now, but it should ramp up once that person leaves, because they're almost done. Anyways, you know, we did about 260 miles on my truck with all-terrain tires, which are a little bit more aggressive again than the standard Pirelli that you can get with a Rivian R1T with the 20-inch all-terrain tires. That being said, we averaged, you know, 2.14 miles per kilowatt, which was not terrible. It was pretty good. Obviously, road tires and things like that will make a huge difference. You know, I have running boards on my truck. I did take the cargo bars off so that we could improve efficiency. You know, whatever weight we could get off, I did do that. But yeah, so as you can see, 260 miles is pretty good. Of course, the day that Rivian opens up, or I should say Tesla opens up the charging network, supercharging network for Rivian, which again will be, you know, in 2025, it's going to make a huge difference to be able to charge in the supercharging network and take road trips. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this range test, and yeah, I mean, overall not too bad. Definitely stressed my wife out a little bit to get down to 0%, 0 miles, but we took a nice road trip. As you saw, we went to Buc-ee's, we took a trip over Daytona Beach, we then went over to Kennedy Space Center, so, and then we made it back here to Orlando. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, please thumbs up it, like it, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications. Have a great day, guys. My truck in, my Rivian R1T, which had 0% battery. We're now up to 11% on this 350 kilowatt EVgo Delta unit, pulling 407 volts, almost 500 amps. Currently at 203 kilowatts is what we're delivering to the truck. Like I said, right now state of charge is 12%, so I'm hoping that kilowatt picks up, especially since volts are at around 410, pretty set there, 500 amps. Anyways, here we are charging. For the record, I just plugged in with the auto enroll, the auto charge plus that I did earlier last week, and it worked wonderfully. Didn't have to deal with any issues on having to put a credit card or open the app or anything like that. It was just all wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. These Delta units are rated at 350 kilowatts. We got all the details right there. We have one of these, and then we have two smaller 100 kilowatt Delta units over here. One currently being used by the Ioniq 5, and then this one here that's empty. And then this Delta unit that I'm on, the 350 kilowatt, is a simultaneous EV charging one, so you'll be able to charge up multiple cars. There's all the details. Let's take a peek inside the car and see if it says anything about being limited by the charger. So we're charging here, currently pulling 205 kilowatts. No messages, so this is what the truck wants. It's not being limited by the charger. So yeah, here's what will be. Hopefully this picks up a little bit more as the percentage goes up. We'll see.